Welcome to Juniper's Introduction to Junos Software. My name is Dave Warren, and I'll be your video instructor for this course. This is Chapter 1, and it's titled Course Introduction. Before we start, I'd like to assure you that these are the same materials that are used in the official Juniper class presentations, so our introduction will be following the course slides. Some of them don't quite apply as they would in the classroom, but don't worry. If you want to, you can just skip over them. In our first chapter, we're going to start off with a brief introduction and then review what the entire course is going to cover. There are a few prerequisites, so we will discuss those. Next comes a recap of the various Juniper courses that are available for you to take, and there are quite a few. To finish off the chapter, we'll go over the details of Juniper certification. So, if you're interested in taking one of the certification exams, you'll want to pay attention to this section. I will be reviewing the different certifications that you might be interested in. While this course doesn't have a specific exam, the information contained here will be of help in most of the Junos-based product exams, as they all require a knowledge of the Junos OS. Now we get to introductions. I can't ask you to introduce yourself because I won't hear you, but let me just tell you a little bit about me. Like I just said, my name is Dave Warren, and I've been working with the Juniper products and Junos for over 5 years. Before that, I worked with the NetScreen product line, and as you may know, NetScreen was acquired by Juniper. Going back further, I was a certified instructor for that other routing company. You know, the one with a C in their name. Needless to say, I've been around for a while in this business. I have a lot to share with you about Junos, so let's get started. This course has 6 chapters. The first chapter, the one we're in right now, is called Course Introduction. I've already gone over the goals of this chapter, so we can move on. In Chapter 2, we talk about Junos software fundamentals. Here is where you will learn about Junos software, its architecture, and how packets flow through a Junos device, and a quick review of the various Juniper platforms that run Junos. Chapter 3 takes us into the user interface options, such as how do you access a Juniper device, and how do you navigate the CLI and web interfaces. We'll also show you a few tricks to get the most out of the Junos command line. In Chapter 4, we look at the installation and initial configuration of the device. What do you do when you take the device out of the box and turn it on? What are the first items that need to be configured on a new device? We take you through configuring options like root password and system hostname, system services, and more. At the end of this chapter, you'll review the method of interface naming used by Junos. In Chapter 5, we move on to the secondary items that need to be configured on a device. This will include users, logging, DHCP, and other options. By Chapter 6, you should be acquainted with the command line, web access, and the basic configuration. So now you will learn about monitoring platform operations and the various networking tools available in Junos. Included in this chapter are instructions on maintaining the firmware and performing password recovery. To get the most out of this course, it is helpful if you have some experience with networking and have an understanding of the OSI model and the TCP/IP protocol. Don't worry if you're not as comfortable with these topics, because everything you need to get through this course is covered in the materials. If you're familiar with the topics, then certain things that we will talk about will sink in a little deeper. So if this were an actual Juniper classroom, we'd be going over course administration details right now. You'd be signing in, and I'd be going over the schedule. But that isn't so important in this video presentation. You have complete control over the pace. Feel free to come and go as you please. The great thing is, I will always be here when you're ready to move forward. By now, you should have received or downloaded as part of your registration the Certified Juniper course materials. These are the same materials that are used in the Juniper public classrooms. As I go through the course presentation and move from slide to slide, you're just going to advance from page to page. Feel free to take notes, because I do like to include some extra information so you get some additional details that aren't in the books themselves. I'll try and let you know when I'm giving you these facts so you can jot them down if you like. Most of the chapters have labs at the end, and we have created simulated labs for you so you can get the same type of experience of working with the equipment that students in the classrooms get. even though you don't have access to the real equipment. Try it out. I think you're going to like it. Juniper maintains a number of URLs specifically to provide you with access to additional resource materials. For example, to request support services, check out the first URL, www.juniper.net/support/requesting-support.html. To see some of the ever-increasing number of books and other materials written about Juniper, check out the next link, www.juniper.net/training/jnbooks. Juniper posts their documentation online, and you can find it by selecting Support, Technical Documentation from the www.juniper.net website. But there is another URL to help you build image files of that documentation. This is www.juniper.net/techpubs/resources/cdrom.html. And if you're planning to obtain that ever valuable certification, try out the last URL on the slide, www.juniper.net/training/certification/resources.html. At the end of the class, we're going to ask you to fill out an evaluation so that Juniper can know what you thought of this presentation. We will remind you when you finish your last chapter. So when it comes to learning about Juniper products, there are a wide variety of courses that are available to you. There are courses designed specifically for the service provider environment and others for the enterprise environment. This course works equally well for all customers running a Junos-based product. You can find a complete list of courses on the Juniper website at www.juniper.net/us/en/training/technical_education. Now, if you want that certificate to hang on your wall, the one that says you're really competent in the Juniper technologies, well, Juniper has a certification program for you. There are multiple certification tracks provided by Juniper, with each track supporting one or more certification levels. There are enterprise routing, switching, and security tracks. There are tracks for the WX, the SSL VPN product line, and Unified Access Controller, as well as others. Depending on the track, there are certification levels that require you pass written proficiency exams and other levels that require the passing of a hands-on lab. Never to be a company to deny you information, Juniper has complete information available about certification on their website at www.juniper.net/us/en/training/certification. When it comes to certification, Juniper offers 4 different levels that you can obtain. There is the associate level called JNCIA, the specialist level called JNCIS, the professional level called JNCIP, and the expert level called, you guessed it, JNCIE. Not all tracks have all 4 levels. Some have 1, some of them have 2, some of them have all 4. It just depends on what track you are taking as to which level you can obtain. The associate and specialist exams consist of multiple choice questions. These exams are taken through a third-party testing center called Prometric. You'll need to go to their website, which is at www.2test.com, to find a local testing center and then register to take the exam. The professional and expert exams require you to schedule directly with Juniper. These are 8-hour lab-based exams that really put you through your paces. But if you pass, you have something that you can really brag about, because they are tough certifications and they really tell everyone that you know your stuff. Now, to prepare for any of the exams, you're on the right track. These Juniper courses are designed to help you prepare for your written exams. As I said earlier, there is not a specific test associated with this course, but it will help you prepare for any Junos-based exam you will be taking. Having said that, most of the other Juniper introductory courses will help you with your JNCIA exams. The advanced courses will help you obtain the JNCIS level certifications. Course participation or not, nothing beats hands-on experience. The lab exams will absolutely require that you not just know how to configure, but that you can do so quickly and accurately, so practice is the key for those labs. There are some additional resources listed on the slide that you might find useful. Check them out. Whichever certifications you want to get, you can count on Dynamic Worldwide Training and Juniper Networks to help get you there. Thank you very much. That concludes Chapter 1. I'll see you in Chapter 2, where we will start off with Junos Software Fundamentals.